Golf is a very, very different game than most in that it's so individual. Even the team aspect of golf, you've got such an individual factor because, you know, when you're out there playing, you're the only one there. I mean, your coaches are there, but it's really just you and your mind. And I think a lot of people who don't play golf at a high level underestimate just how much of a mental battle it is, especially when, you know, every single one of us that plays it is such a perfectionist. One of the toughest things about life, I think, growing up as a kid that I learned is that you have to be patient, and I think I learned that from golf. You know, golf's not a game where you just go onto the range one day with the mindset of, hey, I'm gonna fix my golf swing and expect it to be better by the end of the day. It's definitely something that takes like day in, day out, thousands of balls, working week after week after week, month after month, you know, and getting to that level of commitment and, you know, trusting the process, trusting the results. So I think definitely golf has taught me patience and to trust in the work that I'm putting in because it's not something that just comes overnight. So I'm from Battle Creek, Michigan. I moved to South Africa when I was 2 years old. My little brother was born there. I have an older brother, 5 years older than me, Fillmore. We got a house right on a golf course and everything. So after my dad would get home from work, he'd go out with my older brother and myself. My older brother would play every now and then. We'd get to the greens, and I had one wedge and a putter, and I'd putt and chip.
You know, he didn't have a really good swing at the age of 5, but he knew how to get the ball in the hole. And just his desire to kind of do what I was doing, do what his older brother was doing, and he just always had a knack. The one thing that I noticed early on was around the greens, he was pretty amazing, particularly on the putting greens. He always wanted to play different putting games, and he had a knack of making a lot of long putts, so kind of had the bug.
When, you know, we came back from South Africa, I started playing competitive golf then, and yeah, just fell in love with it. Haven't, you know, stopped loving competing since. When I was 14 years old, I became, at the time, the 5th youngest person to qualify for the U.S. Amateur, and I did that here at Forest Acres West, so it was a pretty cool experience. I'll start at the end of the second round because that's kind of where it got going. Came in and parred my last hole to shoot 2 under par, and that was good enough to get me into a 3-way playoff for 2 spots to get into the AM. So we get to number 10, and it was playing like 222 or 223, I think. So I took a really open stance and just a really big cut swing, and I hit it to like 7 feet, and then both of them hit it into the bunker. Neither of them get up and down, and I like, hands shaking, weaseled my putt up to like 2 inches and tapped in. Would have been nice if I made the birdie, but yeah, and then I made it, and I was like, sweet, I qualified, and like, it was weird. I mean, the look on my dad's face, my brother's face, they were just like so excited and just like so awestruck by the moment.
I didn't understand the magnitude of it, and when I say that, you know, at the time, I think he ended up being the 5th youngest golfer in history, and that was just an amazing feat, you know, on a lot of different metrics. One being the 5th youngest, but also, you know, being a minority. Just having your name right there as the 5th youngest, I thought that was amazing, you know, to a sport that at one point in time was pretty closed off. So I think that was a moment that, you know, we felt, hey, you know, he really, really made strides in the right direction.
The relationship I've kind of had with golf has always been, yeah, I'm a little bit of an oddball out being black. When I look at, you know, qualifying for the U.S. Amateur, it was such a big deal, you know, to everything that I kind of came across, you know. That I was younger than Tiger when he qualified for the USAM. And I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, no, that's cool. But at the time, I was also like the 5th youngest in history, you know. And it wasn't like they were only looking at the fact that I was younger than Tiger, but, you know, that always seemed to come up, and it was always something that was identified. Golf is definitely an interesting sport demographics-wise. Definitely not something you see very often. You know, you look at NCAA Division I athletics, golf specifically. You've got like less than 2% of the population of players are, you know, African American in descent. Take our team for example. You know, we're incredibly lucky to have, you know, 2 African Americans on our team, and myself and Troy Taylor, and you know, that is completely unprecedented in Division I golf. You see that nowhere else on any D1 teams, and that really just speaks to the access that, you know, we have to certain sports like this, certain, you know, high value sports. You know, it definitely kind of leads to and has led to in my life experiences, you know, a little bit of outward look, whether that is, you know, when I was a junior, you know, going places with my dad especially. I mean, I look different. My dad definitely looks different. He's black, and, you know, just going to those places and getting looks from people, especially at a young age, it's like, why am I getting looked at differently, you know? And it definitely impacts you, and it's something that you notice, and I didn't realize why at the time, especially being young and stuff, but those don't really, I wouldn't say stick out as much. I would probably have to say the biggest moment is one I actually shared with Troy, and it was his freshman year, so it would have been my junior year, and it was his first collegiate tournament ever. And it was interesting because I was more of a, I definitely played a part in it, like being there, because it was me and him, the two black kids. But we were walking from the putting green to the first tee box, and there was these 2 people we passed. Troy was kind of on my left side, and I just heard as we were walking past these people say under their breath, "Hey, look at those 2 over there," and it was just like, really, you know, because to that extent, you don't see that all the time, and I had never experienced anything like that, and you know, it killed me because it's like Troy's first tournament. You know, and it was just like really, really sad having that be the first experience he has of, you know, like college golf. But it's just like, it's just something that I look back that really stands out. I know truly that it doesn't really matter, you know, if I'm black. What matters is what score I shoot at the end of the day. But for a lot of people and for a lot of, you know, experiences in my life, it has mattered a lot. And I want it to matter in the sense that it's something I'm extremely proud of being. You know, I'm extremely proud of my heritage, extremely proud of, you know, my family, both sides, all sides, and it's something I take with me every time I go onto the golf course. But, you know, every time I've gone through any of those experiences, I've come out the other side of them going, do you still love the game? And I've always answered yes, so that's, you know, it's just how I knew that this is what I wanted to do. I'd probably say my college career hasn't been exactly what I, you know, would have envisioned it was going to be coming in. Freshman year, after I kind of came back from my injury, just, you know, started to run into a few chipping problems, and it just kind of kept developing into more and more problems. And as I kept working at it, I think I got it in my head that I just wasn't good at, you know, chipping. I think, especially over the course of this summer, we had this extended period of us being able to be home. I've been able to make a lot of progress on my short game, and it was nothing more than just hours and hours of work. I wish I could say there was a secret that I came across, you know, but it was hours and hours of work and just genuine trust in my ability to, you know, hit the shots that needed to be hit when I would come across them. Being able to get through that, I think it's taught me a lot about golf, and it's taught me that, you know, there's nothing you cannot change if you genuinely put your mind to it and genuinely trust the process. And I think I've come out much, much better because of it. You know, I'm actually really looking forward to finishing out school, both to be done with school and to to get my degree in applied engineering sciences with my new minor in computer science. I'm very happy to say that I was fortunate enough to come into a major that I actually genuinely have an interest in, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what that may hold in the future. But first and foremost, more excited. I guess I'm a little bit more excited to say that I'm going to be pursuing professional golf after I graduate. It's been a goal of mine since I first started playing, without even realizing it way back then. And it is, as much as I've gone through trials and tribulations, it's still a very, very important goal of mine to be able to see just how far I can push this game that I love so much. So I've come to a very clear picture of what I want to do with this game and the work that needs to go into it in order for me to do that. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how far this game can take me. It's definitely something that I will never ever take for granted. As my experiences, the people I know here, my family here at MSU, it's something that I'm beyond lucky to be able to say that I'm a Division I golfer. I play golf at MSU. I mean, we're offered so much, and to be able to build the relationships I've built with people while I've been here, to be able to be under the tutelage of my two coaches, who are two basically parents of mine at this point. It's hard to put into words really just how much that means to me. I can't thank MSU enough, and my coaches and my teammates enough for just making this some of the best 4 to 5 years of my life. It's definitely a time I'll never forget.